And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. Anthony Picente is our guest. We're talking about a variety of issues. A lot of changes with the county itself, with your administration. You've had some retirements, you've had some changes. Your long time, how long was he your chief of staff?
Al was with me the entire 13 years.
Al Candido.
Al Candido. That he was with me from pretty much day one. When I took office in '07, and has been there until just pretty much today.
Now you've named a successor.
Kevin Revere, who's been part of my administration for a number of years as the Director of Emergency Services, the 911 Center, and other aspects. Kevin is a wealth of knowledge. He previously was even before he was the Director of Emergency Services, was the Director of the Child Advocacy Center.
That's right, yeah.
Which he did a phenomenal job there. So he's got a great grasp of county government, and will make a great chief of staff as we go forward the next 4.
And then, so you had, and his name escapes me, I'm embarrassed to say, former Rome police captain.
Ed Stevens,
Ed Stevens
is going to take over the emergency services piece. Ed again, another great career in law enforcement, was serving just recently as our DWI coordinator, and moving over to emergency services with his vast knowledge of that system.
So what happens to the DWI?
That's the next one.
Yeah.
That's the problem in any management, as you know, is especially when you promote from within or move people around, it's the chess game, because when you take one out, you've created a gap, an opening. So that becomes the whether it's chess or puzzle of sorts, that now we got to fill. So we'll be making some of those other more announcements over the next couple weeks.
Okay. Flooding. We had a bad flooding
Terrible
problem last Halloween. And where do we stand with all that?
Well, the disappointing thing, that sticks out is the FEMA declination of personal assistance to the homeowners that were impacted, and we continue to fight that piece. The county stepped up, and then I've been dealing with, that's one of the cruxes I've been dealing with, and everybody in the community has been dealing with, and over the last several years, these floods that we've had time and time again at different points of the year, starting in 13 and 14 and 15 and
Sequoia
17
Creek.
and 18, whether it's Sequoia Creek, Oriskany Creek, Mud
Yeah.
Creek, all of the above, so to speak. We've been attacking as best we can. The county, I put a $12 million 6-year plan in place to deal with the mitigation issues. We've addressed personal issues by working with our friends at the Community Foundation, Alicia Dix and them, to move money to assist personal homeowners and small businesses in recovering some of their damages on the flood, by purchasing, whether it's furnaces or hot water heaters, to get people back in their homes. Again, the disappointment on FEMA's denial is really a strike to the heart, because I continue to ask how many more homes have to be damaged before it becomes a federal issue, and we continue to work with the governor, with our federal representatives, but that's an issue that needs to get corrected.
Yeah.
There needs to be a better system for local governments when FEMA is necessary.
And businesses.
And businesses,
Yeah.
no question, because we can't do it as a local government.
When United County Sheriff Rob Maciel's on, he has talked for a long time about a couple issues. One, the opioid.
The opioid, that's been a really major agenda item for me over the last few years, and the sheriff has been, obviously, is a great partner. I'm working with the sheriff and district attorney, Sheriff Maciel, District Attorney McNamara. The three of us co-chair the opiate task force, which we put into place about 2 years ago, and just left a meeting a while ago for it. That's an epidemic, and we continue to see numbers rise, unfortunately, in terms of overdoses and death as a result of that. And the numbers are staggering, but the team is working diligently. Our OD mapping, which we're able to target and look at around the entire county for our purposes, to see where these overdoses are occurring, and to work with law enforcement and track that and get a better sense, but then also get into those communities with outreach. People don't choose to be. In many cases of this is an addiction that is brought on by simple what could be a painkiller, but then explodes into dependency and then the need for other type of drugs, whether it's heroin or whether it's other types of opiates that are out on the street. So it's a problem that we've been dealing with, and communities across the country are. We take it obviously very seriously. It's a daily battle, and it's one that is really causing us a lot of hardship.
You mentioned the DA and the county sheriff and yourself working together on that. Are you also working together on I know the DA is involved and the sheriff is involved with this, it's an oxymoron, bail reform?
Oh, the bail reform is just a tragedy in terms of the legislature, but you can't paint the entire legislature, because our legislators, in particular Senator Griffo, has been a leader in that, in seeking the reform that everybody knew was bad. And in terms of, as I work as an executive, the point is, when I need to talk about whether it's a local law and involving issues of whether it's, and not in this case bail, but whether it's a public safety concern, I bring in the experts. I bring in the Sheriff Mayshields. I bring in the District Attorney McNamara's. I bring in some of the other people around the community, the police chiefs of whether it's Utica and Rome, New Hartford, the state police and other partners. They put together a bail reform system without anybody at the table other than themselves. No district attorneys, no sheriffs, no law enforcement, no mental health professionals. That's another big aspect of bail reform that gets lost in some of the translation. What's happening to people that should be remanded and should be held on to until we can get them into the proper treatments. The overall aspect of that is causing communities across the state some hardship, and the state legislature needs to reconvene a true bail reform team that consists of the experts and not just a handful of legislators from New York City.
Okay. We're out of time, but I'm not out of questions and he's not out of answers, so stick around with us, because all you need to do is go to cnyhomepage.com. The county executive has agreed to stick around for a few more minutes, so join us over there at cnyhomepage.com. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you again.
Always a pleasure. Good to be here.
That's going to do it for us this week here, but we'll be over there on the other side. Short break, right back.